Hey, 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 Audio Mullet is back. Better than ever. Because Doug is here. Ethan is here. And Mike is gone again.
Oh, thank God.
It was rough having him here. It was like so, I mean, I couldn't even, because I can't even get a word in when he's here. He's such a chatty Cathy.
I felt like I had gone to, it's bad enough to go to France. Now I felt like France came to me.
I know, just like a big old baguette in your face. Just getting beat over the head.
He smelled like snails.
Snails, yeah, escargot, go away.
Escargot, go away. That garlic. Have you ever had escargot?
Yeah, it's good.
It is absolutely good. Garlic and buttery.
Yeah. That's how
it kind of feels like if you put garlic and butter on anything.
Yeah, you could do that to anything.
Mushrooms. I mean, everything that would normally be just I want to get a piece of rotted log and cook it in garlic and butter. Yeah. This is called rotted log pate. It's made of rotted log. I'll bet it'd be delicious on a cracker.
Yeah. Should do it. Make that a restaurant. Everything in garlic and butter. So
I always get restaurant ideas, don't you?
Yeah, me too. I'm surprised you haven't reached a level of financial wealth where you could start a restaurant. You just decided not to.
I really do love the idea of starting a restaurant. It's just after a while you realize you're so widespread that there's it's like pick a lane.
Yeah, yeah.
So I've kind of narrowed it down because I've spread myself out way too wide on video games, comics, and animation and everything, Hollywoody and entertaining that I just go and they all dilute each other. Mm-hmm. Like I really could have been a much better name it if I'd stuck to one thing. So the idea I'm going to now open it up into cuisine.
Yeah.
But I do think we're foodies. Mm-hmm. We're both foodies. And I think most foodies think they could really nail a restaurant. That's the temptation of all foodies.
Yeah. Well, I've always wanted to start a place called Kung Fu Barbecue where they have old Kung Fu movies playing at your table. And it's all, Asian cuisine, sushi, stuff like that. And then there's actual Kung Fu battles that go on in a pit in the middle of the whole place.
Yeah, I just want to do a good burger joint. That's what shocks me is hamburgers and cheeseburgers are so good. So just think of it. All you have to do is nail a good burger, fries. I love 50s diners. I just want to bring back a proper 50s diner. I'm
surprised maybe I haven't seen it, but a restaurant that is like the nacho place where you get to make fully customized, amazing nachos, pick all sorts of different stuff out. You can make insane different nacho options. Like a
nacho bar where you just scoop what you want on your nachos.
Yeah, and they bake them all up real good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of specific.
It's really specific.
The more specialized you are.
But you can make super epic, you can make ones that have giant steaks on them and stuff. You can just go crazy.
We went to a fondue place in Nashville, and she's like, "We're going to a fondue place for dinner." I'm like, "Hooray!"
Yeah, I don't get the fondue thing.
And the ordering was awkward.
Yeah,
they bring the food out. Yes, there's meat to cook, but I'm just kind of going, "I ain't cooking for myself." This seems like a really bad idea that we're all allowed to take our sticks of whatever and put it in the thing.
Oh, is that the boiling, the Korean boiling place?
Yeah, it's like a Korean barbecue too, where they have the hot plate in the middle of the table. See, I like Benihana because we have one called Shogun out here that's like a knockoff of that because there's the big oven in front of you, but some guy comes out and cooks it for you.
I don't like that having to watch the guy. I'm just I just want to sit here and not look at people. Why do I have to stare?
What about when he flips the spatulas like Jackie Chan?
I can see that on TV and it's not as awkward.
What about when he flips the piece of fish into your mouth from across the table?
Yeah, I don't like that either. That's a lot of pressure.
I love those places, man. I get all turned on. I'm all happy. I'm cheering. Yay!
I think I'm too introverted for it or something. I don't know. I don't like all the attention.
I'm a cheap date.
Anyway, that's not what we were going to talk. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but I brought us in. So what are we talking about?
Let's talk about. Here's one: predictions on Rise of Skywalker. Ethan, are you aware that Rise of Skywalker is a movie coming out?
I assume that's the Star Wars movie. Is Mark Hamill in it?
Probably because it has the word rise in it.
Wasn't the... Okay, I always get confused when I say first Star Wars movie. The first one they made.
Yeah.
That's not the Rise of Skywalker? Because he was started as a farm boy. I assume, is he rising from before that?
Yeah, this is the re-rise.
He's rising again, like Jesus?
Rise again, the second coming of Skywalker. Maybe they're saying it. That's a good prediction.
Is it a new actor?
I don't think so. I think they're the same.
So they're bringing Mark Hamill's coming back for Skywalker to rise again. He never died.
I think you're talking about Rey or Kylo.
Oh, it's a new Skywalker.
One of them is a Skywalker or something.
I thought Skywalker's like a last name.
Yeah. It's a mystery. And in Star Wars, mystery was never that big of a deal. Like Darth Vader, who's that guy? And then as soon as you find out it's a mystery, he goes, I'm your father. Oh. Then the third one, it's like, yeah, I'm really your father. And I saved you. So it's like but I think now they treat him like a mystery, like a whodunit. Like, what's it going to be about? I don't even know. It could be a love story or it could be a psychological drama. But do you have any predictions? Do you think they say there might be? Are there going to be any same-sex action in this movie?
Probably, but they'll like cover it up. It'll be robots, and it'll be really unclear. But then they'll pat themselves on the back later, be like, "Oh yeah, we snuck that in there."
Yeah, I see those
Nobody
two robots
noticed.
Kissing back there.
It's always like in the Disney films. They're like, one character said, "Oh, I have to go talk to Tony now." And they're like, oh, yeah, that implied that he's married to a guy named Tony and they have this vast sexual relationship. But that's not said in the movie. Like, you can't get all your woke points for that.
I do predict that, like, the bad guy First Order will be building, instead of a giant Death Star, he'll be building some kind of a wall. and he'll go, and the Jawas are going to pay for it. It'll be like half racist.
I like it. You think that makes sense?
Yeah, that's what I predict. That's my Rise of Skywalker prediction. Next subject. We'll just go down the bullet point list here.
Doug's got bullet points. Do you have any other
predictions on Rise of Skywalker? Chewie's going to be in it. Is he going to live?
I predict there'll be lots of money made and lots of talk about it on the internet.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And
that just means people are dumb.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. Fine. People have always been.
Probably some cool alien designs. That's the only thing I ever like about Star Wars movies generally.
There will indeed be
really cool concept art.
Alien designs from the world's greatest alien designers are all working on that movie. I guarantee it.
And it'll
be
fun with work and much money. So I support my biggest support of Star Wars is that it keeps all those guys working. Yeah, and you see like thousands of names working on those things. Remember in sixth grade, when I was in sixth grade though, and you just saw everything cool coming out of Star Wars, right? The cantina and lightsabers and robots. And I've never seen anything like this before in my life. And now you watch Rise of Skywalker and the kids go, I've seen exactly this over and over for 30 years. Yeah. Then they see camouflage. Is that why they like games like Minecraft where it's like really simple and stupid looking? Because they're like, I've never seen anything like this. Yeah, I've never seen pixelated low poly game. It's the new, old is the new thing. Or super random. No. I don't know, like Fortnite seems super random. I don't really know what's going on in that game, but I don't know what's popular. My friend saw Lighthouse, there's a Willem Dafoe movie, and it's all black and white. Like that, I like black and white. The idea of doing a modern film in black and white. They haven't done a black and white Star Wars. That'd be cool. Yeah, they did Mad Max in black and white. Wait, they did? They did a release of it in black and white. They didn't actually. Oh, well, that doesn't count. I mean, double down on artist. It. Go full in. I remember The Artist was black and that's the last mainstream black and white film I remember. Oh, The Artist. Yeah, the silent one. That was a good movie. Yeah. Didn't that get Best Picture? Yeah, it did. I thought that was a marvelous movie. It was great. Yeah, and a silent picture. Yeah, it was silent. Yeah. It was very well done. That was one of me and Jess's first dates, or early on, one of our earliest dates we went to see a movie. So I like that movie, Skywalker, like a few others. Yeah. Okay, so that's Skywalker. Fact, we've said it here, it needs to be black and white. The next one needs to be in black and white. Okay, yeah. Okay, I have the things that last, and what of your day, week, or year will last. Like the things that we're preoccupied with every day. We're grinding out money, we're paying our rent, we're Do you mean
Bring
last
kids in school?
beyond the grave or into old age?
Like, what are you spending your life on that is a treasure that will last?
I guess that's what I'm always trying to remind myself that when I'm actually trying to spend time with my family and not get distracted by Twitter or wanting to work the whole day, you know. I think those moments, especially that my kids are at such a special age, especially my 2 and 4 year old. They're so excited to see me when I get home, and they want to sit in my lap, and I know that's not going to last forever. So but I know that the memories, so I really try to embrace it as much as I can.
Yeah, my kids are giant stick children. They don't want to be on my lap. Yeah. On the giant stick man's lap.
So yeah, trying to just, like my son loves sitting in my man cave with me on my chair and just pointing at all the bears.
Oh, that's so
watching
cute.
Movie Skype. He likes to watch his iPad and show me all the shows about tractors and stuff.
Yeah.
And just trying to, embrace the repetition that kids are, because, that age, everything's repetition, same song over and over again.
Yeah. And in 12 years, he'll be like, you don't know me.
Yeah, that's exactly.
You don't understand.
That's where
like, go in his room.
13-year-old.
Go in his room and read. As my kids get older and older, they want their own space.
You think you know me?
Their own room, and it is closed door. And I'm like, I walk in there and I go, I miss you. Are you even my kid anymore? Are you my kid?
Mm.
Who are you? I haven't seen you all day today. I raised you. I am the dad. And I at least need to see your face. Like, can I see you? Hi. And he'll look over and he knows my boys and my girls, they know I love them. So they'll come up and be like, oh, Dad. They give you a little pat, and then they go back and lay down on their bed and open up their book and read more.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this was a good time. And I go and close the door.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cut us off again. Let me just close this door.
They act all sarcastic about it, like, oh, fine, here's your time. Oh, we're just having so much fun as a family. That's what Lily does that. Our oldest. She'll get talked into coming out, and then the whole time she'll just mock. Oh, we try to get her to come out and carve pumpkins with us for Halloween.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So when she finally came out to do it,
everybody, we're carving pumpkins.
And then when she got others to do it, she started taking selfies to say as if she was ironically being part of that stupid pumpkin carving,
Yeah, my dumb family. Yeah, that's so good. My favorite is movie night. Movie night, everybody. Movie night. We all got a pizza and it's movie night. And then comes the TenNapel family discussion.
What movie?
Of what movie we going to watch.
Yeah.
And I go, guys, just trust me. Let me pick something. They're all,
The Joker.
Oh, Dad, you're going to make us watch some stupid piece of cinema.
Jaws.
Like Jaws or E.T. or The Black Stallion or Magnificent Seven. And I'm all, guys, come on. And then they start going, I'm out. I'm out. I'm all, no, wait. Come here. Fine. You pick.
By you mean you four agree on a movie?
Oh, they would never agree on a movie. But then when they give me what they want to watch, it is the parade of dumb. Mm-hmm. Like I'm going, I know how they feel. Mm-hmm. So I'm going I am about to flush 2 hours of my life down just some knockoff Aladdin movie hole.
What about
Aladdin?
The new Aladdin?
No.
The Will Smith?
The new Aladdin? No. What about new Jungle Book? Really? What about
the Emoji Movie?
Yeah, the Emoji Movie, Dad. None of us have seen it. Dad, I at least say, let's watch something that none of us have seen. How's that? Okay, the Emoji Movie.
I really struggle with picking movies because I really hold myself accountable. If it's a bad experience, I feel like I failed everyone.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hate the pressure, but I also really love it. It feels so good when you pick one and it's really good and everybody loves it, which is rare.
Yeah, like I when it's just the boys and we're going to watch a scary movie, and we watched Shaun of the Dead, which is scary to them,
Yeah.
And they absolutely hated it.
Really?
And then and I'm like, guys, come on, just give me a break. Let's just watch Shaun of the Dead. I think you'll like it. Nothing, because they're not. That's like an adult movie.
Yeah, it's pretty adult.
And then I watched Zombieland, which is made for empty-headed 3-year-olds. It's a terrible movie, and I watch it. They're like, "That was great."
Yeah.
Well, actually, it wasn't that good either, Dad. Can we watch the Emoji Movie? Oh.
Yeah, it's rough. We had a dust up with our 13-year-old. She actually handled it really well, actually, but she got invited to a Post Malone concert. You know who Post Malone is? He's like a rapper, R&B rapper guy that has he's covered in tattoos all up his neck and face. He has like a man bun. He's always wearing.
We were talking about a era in the arts, the Post Malone.
I know
era.
His name is already so dumb.
Yeah, he's already so in the past.
He's the worst.
Post Malone.
But it's just all the worst. You read his lyrics, it's all the worst kind of rap lyrics you can imagine. Shooting everybody, sleeping with all the hoes, all this stuff.
She was going to go to a party.
Her friends' parents were taking their 2 kids, their 13-year-old and their 10-year-old, to a full-on rap concert, and they had an extra ticket. And she really wanted to go, and she had never listened to him a day in her life, but it was a big thing.
She wants to fit in.
She wanted to fit in, yeah. And I guess this girl's popular, and I guess she already invited another girl, and her parents won't let her go. So I think Lily was down the list a little bit, but it was her chance to be cool and be popular with this girl.
Has she seen Mean Girls yet? Just show her that.
She did watch it.
Where?
I don't.
Say,
she probably.
Lily, which one are you?
She probably liked the Mean Girls. Yeah. I don't know. We all see ourselves as the hero.
God bless her.
Yeah.
Man, that's such a hard.
I was terrible at that age. My mom wouldn't let me go to a concert. I can't remember what the concert was. I think it might have been one of the local ones. And I freaked out. I threw this giant fit. I threw a coffee table across the room.
Yeah.
She called the police.
Ethan went Hulk.
Yeah. The police never came. I think she called them off, or just, I don't know if she faked the call, but she started throwing all my stuff out in the front yard.
Police.
Saying she was kicking me out. Yeah, this was like the high school drama days.
Yeah.
So all things considered, Lily said, I understand why you guys don't want me to go. I'm really sad I can't go. That was really impressive. That was her response. She didn't freak out and scream at us. Oh,
what a good girl.
Yeah.
You should buy her something.
Yeah.
Buy her a dress.
Let her go to a different concert.
Yeah.
Another one.
War.
Yeah.
I think War's touring.
Well, she's strangely into all this stuff that was popular in 2000, like My Chemical Romance.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my girls.
Back.
They're back. Yeah. My girl's totally into My Chemical Romance.
And they binge The Office. Everyone watches The Office.
Yeah. We all watch that together. That's family entertainment now.
Yeah.
Where they make jokes about,
that's what she said.
Jokes where gnarly coming jokes and stuff. And I'm sit there with my family. Hi, everybody. I'm the head of the household, the Christian head of the household.
Well, she's wearing her Office shirt to church, and my pastor walking away. Oh, we love The Office. We watch every episode every day, all over and over again.
What are you doing? Yeah. You're the bride of Christ. You're the shepherd. This is your flock.
I don't think I noticed how crass, which is always how the case. I never noticed how crass The Office was until I watched it with my kids in the room. Yeah. Suddenly you go,
ooh. Yeah. And then it's the pastor. Yay. Thanks, pastor. I remember my big fallout with my dad. This shows how I am. I do not belong on this world. Our big blowout was I wanted to take art lessons from this one gal, and they couldn't afford it. And she was a big art illustrator in Turlock, one of my early kind of, I don't know about a mentor, but just kind of a new age guide that was really into my work. And he thought she was probably kind of strange. And he said, nope, we can't afford it. And I went back to her and I said, I'm sorry. My dad said he can't afford it. He had one of the works that we worked on together hanging in the house. He said, nope, you're not going to get those lessons. And then she said, I'll do them for free.
Oh, wow.
And I went back to him and I said, she'll do them for free. And I said no.
Oh, dear. So.
And I just fell apart. I was probably, I'm sure I was close to a senior in high school. And it was just a real giant conflict where I just was like, why wouldn't you let me, do it? It's an art lesson. It's free. I'm just going to hang out and draw.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I said no.
He just didn't like her. He thought
you're gonna work at Foster Farms instead at the feed mill. And so I painted about 4 square miles of building with enamel paint that summer instead of taking an art lesson.
Wow.
So but the other thing is, I always credit my dad for being a huge part of my work ethic. Because not only did I learn how to work my ass off at that feed mill, which now I completely apply at my art table, but having someone fighting your art makes you a harder nosed, hardcore artist. Mm-hmm. It's a workout.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it's weights that just pushing against your body and seeing if there's a threshold of pain that you'll cross. And it ended up making me into a unstoppable artist by hearing no my whole life about art has been really good for me. Now, the only thing that can stop me is like if I get into some kind of an accident that breaks my head. Otherwise,
or your arms.
No amount of ridicule, no amount of peer pressure, no amount of online persecution or just, ranting or whatever. I really had learned not to care. Mm-hmm. No amount of poverty.
Yeah.
It's like even no matter how little money I make, I'm totally committed to it. I love it.
Yeah. That's one great thing about drawing. If it's free, you can just do it. Create worlds. Yeah. Just need a little pen and paper.
And don't you get the fan mail, right? Where you can tell these people believe the no they've heard their whole life. Mm-hmm. They've owned it. They own the no. Yeah. And they're asking you for permission to draw. They're like, how do you know what to do? How do you do it? They think, they philosophize about it. It's everything but make art.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I just got to go to this art school or to what's the comic book school? They think they got to go to that. Yeah. Got to go to the Kubert school. Then I can figure out how to draw comics. Like, you don't need to go to the Kubert school learn to draw comics. It's just holding your hand. I went
to the Kubert school and they taught me how to jump on those diagonal boxes with a little orange man. Wow. That was I went to the Kubert school.
Good job. Good 60s reference. Wait, what year was
Boomer, even my boomer. Video game jokks. I'm trying to think of the most modern video game I even know of, and it's like ancient. It's like, World of Warcraft. I'm like, you don't even know about this obscure French thing. Okay, so what's going to last? Well, you putting the kids on your lap, being a family man, love for your daughter. That'll last.
My wife, that's one thing we need to make more time for each other. We haven't had a good date night in a while. We haven't really gotten the two of us together.
Yeah, you guys got to sneak out and be lovers. The beloved Miss TenNapel and I, we have drink night. I'll go, can I take you out for drinks? Ask her out on a date. Say, tonight, I'm taking you out for drinks.
I think you guys can leave the kids alone. We can't do that yet.
Your older kids aren't old enough to take care of the youngins?
Lily could, but she's so... I don't know. I guess we probably... I think we're right on the precipice of that. I mean, she is 13, so...
Let me give you the talk.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Let Doug tell you what to say. This is going to be a good one, and this is going to work. You pull in your daughter separate, just you and her, and you say, I need you. Because now you're identifying that she is of age. She is a responsible person. You go, I need you. I need to take your mom out for drinks tonight, and I would love to be able to leave the kids, this household, in your care. Can I trust you? So you put the responsibility on her, and she wants to rise up to that. It ends up being a profound
she'll immediately ask what she's getting paid.
Well, and you say, I'll pay what I can, but really it's more a trust issue of I want to make sure that I can put this responsibility. I'm putting the responsibility of 4 human lives in the hands of a 13-year-old girl. Can I do that? Because you should be able to at 13.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to give you a phone.
She's stayed there with the kids especially once everybody's in bed, it's pretty easy. So
yeah, but you just tell her, look, you're going to be the mommy. And then you go to your son and you say, listen, I'm putting her in charge. I need you to be strong enough to let her be the boss. and you'll back you. I need you to back her up. Will you back her up for me so I can take your mom out for drinks? And then you just take your wife out to drinks. You'll both be bored about an hour and a half in, but you just take her to a close pub or bar, get some hors d'oeuvres and buy some drinks, and you two will have a ball. Once you pull that off, if you can pull that off.
That's true. I think I just been thinking too big. I think just sneak out for drinks is smart. I need to do that.
It's about
always trying to.
And you two can dress up a little bit, business casual. You'll feel like $1 million. You guys both get a couple old fashions, and you just sit there and talk. You won't even know what to do with yourself. You'll be sitting there. It's going to be such an alien experience,
it's a weird feeling.
You'll have fun, and I just think as a discipline.
Yeah.
When my wife becomes my roommate, it's time for drink night.
Yeah.
We're going out for drinks.
Totally. I like it. Okay. What else?
How about what's a complete reversal of something that you believed in the past that you either no longer believe in, or you didn't believe in it back then and now you're 100% on board?
I mean, if we go back to high school, almost everything.
Yeah.
I mean, as an atheist, I was completely pro-choice, anti-gun. So I don't know. I think I reversed that stuff in my around 18, 19, I think, when I started actually thinking about it. It's kind of like the default factory settings.
Why are they all a group package? That's I really want to write a book about the unified theory of everything. Of like, if you're a vegetarian because for animal rights reason, you will be pro-abortion. Those things don't have anything in common, yet they all tend to fall together. And I'm baffled by guys, say like Charles C. Cook, who has grown to be much less for abortion, as he had kids, and he's an atheist. So that's always fascinating to me to see guys who break that. Like, what's in you, atheist, where you're, skeptical of the environment. I read atheists that are skeptical of evolution.
Yeah.
Those people, the outliers who are original thinkers who don't just take the group package, are fascinating to me. Not Christians.
I have backed off on
not Christians, not a Christian evangelical who is pro-evolution, because I always feel like that guy's a sellout. Or pro-environment or whatever. I go like, grow up.
Pro-environment.
It's the other side that knock off one issue that I go, wow, what made you come to that?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I have backed off on issues where I think, I really haven't read much on this. I have a general wisdom that puts me in this position, but I'm not passionate about it. I haven't done the research. So a lot of it, like environment stuff, I know that in general, I want clean air. I'm suspicious of people that are trying to use all this environment stuff to, force bigger government, but in general, I'm not passionate about it. It's just not a thing I get like worked up about, and I haven't done the research. So I have backed off on that a bit. I don't get into that debate much.
Do you get resentful though of what you're entitled to? Like, I'm entitled to my electricity, and I'm entitled to not separate my trash. This is optional. This is not mandatory. So you can do it, but you're not like driven.
I get super annoyed by all the straw. Every time I can give it a paper straw, I suddenly get a little more impassioned about it.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to leave a light on in a room because I don't like being wasteful. Yeah. Not to save the planet. So I don't want to pay for a light, even if it's 1 penny. Because all I have to do, then I go back and I'll turn the light switch off there. Yeah. Just because don't be wasteful in little things. I'm wasteful on big things. I'm not wasteful on little things. I'm wasteful on huge things.
Yeah. But yeah, big reversals. I think I'm trying to think of what like a really big one is for me. I guess guns were the ones I held out the longest on, because even once I became a Christian, I was like, I don't see anybody needs these things. They should be outlawed. Blah blah blah. And that was just kind of default because I just thought, get rid of guns and all the killing goes away. It's just the most simple 5-year-old thinking.
Had you watched Silence of the Lambs when you were still anti-gun?
I can't remember.
I just think everyone who's anti-gun should at least watch.
It wasn't until I actually shot. I went
where
shooting.
Humans are captured and tortured.
Yeah.
And if you're still anti-gun, you're like, that's not the answer. I'd talk my way out of.
Well, you just call the police. Yeah, it wasn't until I actually shot guns, went out with my friends and shot guns for the first time. I think I started to go, these are a tool. I don't know. It's just, there is something awakening about actually firing a gun. You both realize its power, and you also realize that they aren't the magic things that we act like they are. Aiming a handgun, there's a technique to it. It's not easy to just shoot somebody in the head from across the room.
Yeah.
And I think when you haven't shot a gun, you think that's how it works. Like that, you see that you watch The Walking Dead, and people are just like willy-nilly making headshots left and right with their pistols.
Yeah. If that was me and I've shot guns my whole life, I would still miss 90% of the time, even at a slow walking zombie coming right at me. If I didn't aim for the chest, I flat out wouldn't have a chance of hitting him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's weird because I dig guns, but and given my low view of the human heart, it's shocking that I would be so pro-gun. Because I think humans can't be trusted with anything, like government, like voting.
Well, that's the thing. If you're not going to trust them with guns, then you have to trust them with that massive overarching governmental power, right? It's like give all the
absolutely,
guns.
yeah.
So it's like
that's the thing is I am suspicious of all of that. So at the very least, we have guns. I sure as hell wouldn't let someone drive a 2,000-pound bullet down the road if I wouldn't let a 16-year-old have a gun. Why in the world would I give him a car? Mm-hmm. Where if he wanted to mass kill someone, he could just drive it into a preschool, or down a crowded park. If you're a killer.
And that was one of the things that really impressed me the first time I went shooting. All the guys were like super into gun safety. Like they were teaching me everything, taking precautions I wouldn't even have thought of, Yeah,
I was raised on complete gun discipline by my dad. Like it was never like, you never wing it. That's how they picture you, like some cowboy, winging it around. Hey, everybody, let's shoot gun. Pow, pow. Mm-hmm. That was never us.
Yeah.
My dad said this is the number one rule, treat every gun in the world like it's loaded.
Yeah.
Even when you know it's not loaded, you treat it like it's loaded.
Yeah.
And that would prevent almost every accident.
Yeah.
Including when they're around children. When you know they're unloaded, you treat them like they're loaded.
Yeah.
Like you'd never leave it in a nightstand where a kid could find it and all that, because you go, oh well, it's unloaded. I keep the magazine in another place. I have a little lock safe by my bed that has a key, a simple key command that will unlock it. And that's where my the boomstick is. You just go. So if there's ever trouble, I have one.
Okay.
I have a topic. It's my case for sleeping fully clothed.
Okay.
So we all know,
like in a 3-piece suit.
Yeah, real men. What do you sleep in?
Just my underwear.
Yeah, we've slept in our underwear in the same bed before. I'm briefs. Are you briefs or boxers?
When did we do this?
When we were in a hotel on the Comic-Con circuit.
We shared a bed?
I thought so.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I know we slept in the same room. Did we share a bed? I can't remember. I did a lot of bed sharing when I was in a rock band because we couldn't afford everybody to get their own bed. So
yeah. I thought we had somewhere. It could have just been the same room.
Maybe.
I know I heard you grinding your teeth all night, man. That thing was just, it sounded like a construction site over there. You're all, I need my mouth guard. You put your mouth guard and I just heard like, you're grinding.
I'd always forget my mouth guard on trips. So I'd get out on trips and get home.
Yeah, it was bad. It was like a loudest popping.
Jeez.
That's why your jowls are so huge. You're working them out every night.
And my teeth are flat. Hippo teeth.
Okay, so I sleep in my awful, disgusting old white briefs.
Yellowed.
Like the elastic is just so gone from years.
They're not the ones you wore during the day. You put specific briefs on for sleeping?
No. They're the briefs that I wore during the day.
Okay.
And Angie is just at war with my underwear collection. And the kids just, when they do the laundry, they're just disgusted with these faded, yellowing, baggy. They look like diapers. Wow. They just hang off. And she's like, look at you. I'm like, what? This is what I've worn since I was, my dad wore briefs. I wore briefs. I sleep in my briefs. TenNaples wear briefs. And she started getting me those Tommy John, those $22 a pair of boxer underwear. Yeah, it's like a gourmet underwear.
Like silk.
Yeah, and you feel like they were painted on. I go, honey, there's no support. Like, this isn't underwear. This is gross. It's like I'm walking around in a porno.
What?
So then I thought about it, and I go, if some goon broke into this house, like, the last thing I'd want to be is in a pair of baggy briefs. I should be the man of the house should be sleeping fully clothed.
Ready to go with like a leather jacket on and ripped up jeans.
Yeah, body armor, some kind of a bulletproof vest. You should be sleeping in a bulletproof with like Wolverine talons, like ninja talons on you.
I have had that thought before. When you think you hear something out in the living room, you're like, oh gosh, I'm just in my underwear. I really don't want to get up and confront somebody with a gun in my underwear.
Yeah. They'll hear your belt clanking.
Should I go for my clothes first or the gun?
Yeah, you'll be sitting there going gun or clothes. It needs to be a clear decision. It's like you just snap up, it's gun.
I mean, you have to shoot to kill because you don't want them to go out and tell people what they saw.
I know, right? Can you imagine you and me walking out in our underwear with a gun? He'd probably start laughing. He'd be like, the Greys have come. When I walk in, he'd be like, what the hell is that? It's a Skeksis with a firearm.
Is that Dark Crystal?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've thought about that. But I don't know. I assume it happens. What happens. But I see your point. I'm already so sweaty. I sweat so bad at night because, in general, men and women have different temperatures. Well, for me and with my wife, because she's fit and I'm really fat, it's extreme difference. And so she's also super frugal. So she never wants to run the air conditioner almost ever. So
I love her so. My wife is so wrong about everything. She's fit.
Yeah, your wife's super fit. She's always posting maps of her runs on Facebook.
She runs the AC in the winter. Yeah, I appreciate her putting her map up on Facebook so that she doxes where we live. Thanks, honey. I have like 5,000 followers that only want to stab me. I doxed myself accidentally on my own YouTube channel. I put my home address on screen, so
what?
I had to edit that out.
Good job.
It's just a matter of time, Ethan. They're coming for me.
Coming for you.
That's why I'm going to sleep with my clothes on.
I think they're terrified to come to Tennessee, though. Probably most of them.
It's true. All the haters. None of them live in Tennessee. Yeah. They all live in the three. But they're in Chicago, New York, and L.A. and San Francisco. And they're too lazy to drive. So I can sleep in my underwear in safety. Complete reversal of something that I believed in the past.
Yeah.
And we talked about this with Mike Nelson earlier, not on the show. This is off the show, but he had said there was a time when someone came up to him and said, I'll never get married. Mike said, I'll never get married and I'll certainly never have children. Mm-hmm. So I always knew I'd get married, but when we were first married, I said, we will never have children. And now we have 4. So
I turned the other way on that one.
Turned tail on with a vengeance on that one. Completely wrong about it. Thought I was totally justified. Completely believed a lie.
So what made you have the first one?
That's a long story. Okay. It's a long story, but it's thorough. It's thorough, and it was black and white. You know me. Mm-hmm. I flipped a switch hard. It was because we've been married 10 years of me leading our family into non-reproduction. So I was a bad leader on that one. as a effeminate, sold out, awful, narcissistic artist. I didn't want to share my life with those inconvenient children.
Yeah.
And, all the excuses of, I'm going to take care of my career first. Lie. They're too inconvenient. Lie. My art's too important. Lie. So all these lies are just piling up. And then finally, and I'd had a dream way early on in college of wallpaper of little repeating babies on the pattern. I think I've told you this story before. They were all moving. And I looked at them up close and I saw one of the babies. And it was a little girl. And I said, that's my daughter in the dream. It was weird. So, but that wasn't what caused me to have children. That was just a weird prophecy or something. It was, we were in a house, end of the 90s or mid 90s after the Neverhood. So I'd already had a company. I'd already made Earthworm Jim. I'd already made Neverhood. And I just thought, yep, I'm going to be a fine artist and just squander everything on my own artsy fartsy, whatever. And we had 4 cats. Isn't it weird? I have 4 kids now. We had 4 cats. And I looked around the house and looked at Angie and just said, Angie, we're doing something very wrong. Like, it was when I started developing my 5,000 years of manhood principle of, if man hasn't largely thrived by doing it for 5,000 years, it's probably wrong. And I was watching just everything that made man flourish for 5,000 years be undermined by culture. And the biggest one obviously was reproduction. Legacy. Are you a man? I was merely a lover to my wife and not a leader of humans, of my own humans. So I said, we have to have kids. We have to have a kid. And Angie just turned and said, you're right.
And do you think she'd wanted to for a while, or is
I think she was casually going along with my leadership. She never once told me I really want to have kids when I would say we're not having kids and kids are a nuisance. I never heard boo from her. But as soon as I said we're having kids, she said, yep.
Interesting.
So it wasn't an argument even. It wasn't, and I know that's a point of conflict for a lot of couples is we are having kids or we're not having kids or whatever. And I'm with the people that are for having kids. That is a correct determination of what mankind was put here to do. Yeah. Every person is a little parent.
I can't imagine 10 years of marriage without kids. It's like, what do you do?
It was a freaking ghost town.
Just, sit around. Let's watch some more Netflix.
I went to Japan 4 times and ran all these businesses.
You did a lot of traveling, huh?
I was a great artist. I was going to be great. Yeah. And you just go, oh man, this is stupid. It is so meaningless. Then you have a kid and it's like, there's no kind of absolute giant lifelong epic meaning that when that baby first falls out of the cooch, it is like a meaning bomb goes off.
That's what people don't get about kids is they think, oh, they're going to take away all my travel. They're going to take away all my career stuff. It's like, they're not taking it away. You've got something more meaningful than all that stuff in your life now. And the value of it has dropped.
Yeah. You willingly trade in your narcissism too. Yeah. That's another thing is I want to be a narcissist forever. I want it to be about the me show. Yeah. But what a terrible thing for an empty adult, life. Yeah. A grown human being to think for their whole life. It hasn't been about me enough. I'm 35 years old. We had a kid. That ended narcissism. It was a great gift. My kids liberated me. Yeah. From myself.
Yeah, having to spend most of your day not thinking about yourself, almost at all some days. Yeah. It's there is something enriching and I don't know. People need it. It's not healthy to think about yourself all day.
Look at my 13-year-old. The biggest baby in the world. You have Junior 4 babies. Yeah. You have 4 babies and they're the biggest babies in the world. Yeah. That's what happens. You have 4 little narcissists to free you from being a narcissist.
It's just crazy. I mean, everything that you've been through now has meaning because you are now passing it on and trying to. Even your mistakes have meaning now because you're trying to pass it all on and teach and add it to somebody's life who is now in the position you're watching them grow up now like you did.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know how you consider. There's this whole thing in our culture that you have to act like, oh, it's just some people are kid people and some people aren't kid people. Like,
yeah. But it's optional.
But people will talk about how like you need to travel, you need to be a world traveler, you need to go explore, and you need to go get out and get cultured.
You need to go to college.
Yeah, or you need to do your big art project.
Yeah,
it's like all the reasons that they would give for all those things, whatever the sacrifices are, if there's even any. Like,
you need to use
a million
pronouns,
times more to a child.
You need to use pronouns, but children are optional.
Yeah, I mean, a child is a universe. France is France.
Yeah. Well, all of France came from a child. Like everything, every community, everyone, everywhere came from a person. Your kid could repopulate to a point that one day it will equal a small town. I mean, that's the normal course of human events.
Yeah. It's true.
You're going to create a civilization through your loins. Okay. So we did predictions of Rise of Skywalker. We've already concluded in the last episode if Rachel Maddow is hot. Mm-hmm. What about on calling Rosie O'Donnell a pig? Okay, this is a symbol of anything non-gentlemanly. Mm-hmm. I think. Can we agree that calling Rosie O'Donnell a pig is not a gentleman?
Yes.
Okay, that's not a gentlemanly thing.
Mm-hmm. That was. This is a Trump quote.
Yeah, but it doesn't. I know we don't want to focus on. This is not the Trump show because the rest of fucking America is the Trump show. So this is the not Trump show. But
okay,
the ethical question I have is a person who called a woman a pig is going to pack the courts in a way that will keep religious liberty legal a little longer. You gain freedoms. You gain a tax break. Abortion could get reversed, like millions of human lives could exist because we endorsed or backed or did not fight someone who called a woman a pig. This is a pragmatic argument. Mm-hmm. What is acceptable to compromise? Because the way our culture works, when they criticize this president for calling a woman a pig, they don't care about calling women pigs because they would call Sarah Palin a pig or an antichrist or a fool. They would call what's her name, Karen Bachman or whatever. Mm-hmm. They'd call her a crazy hag.
Yeah.
They call, my point is they call people names. So they're not about defending being a gentleman. And if you agree with them that he is not a gentleman, what they really hear you signaling is, yes, undermine this guy's campaign.
Yeah. No, I don't buy any of that. I think, if it came out that Barack Obama said some mean thing to somebody, they wouldn't be like, oh, okay, not voting for him, backing off. I'm going to let the other guy win now. Like, nobody's going to do that over something somebody said. What matters is what their positions are. And I think that was the weird thing about Trump is we didn't really know if he was going to do what he said he was going to do. He just seemed so unpredictable. So it was a bit of a unique... I mean, the thing with this predictable with politicians is they say all this stuff they're going to do and then they don't do most of it, right?
Yeah.
And that's been probably the most fascinating about Trump is his follow through on a lot of what he said he was going to do.
Yeah, but still, the narrative on him is that he is unpredictable. You still can't trust him.
Yeah,
you're getting programmed. You get just bashed 24/7. They might even be true. It might even be true that he's still unpredictable. I don't know anymore what I think because of what you can't tell what is truth from what mass media just pumps into your head 24/7 and even what your friends pump into your head and peer pressure you to do. Mm-hmm. the grabbing that unvarnished, unadulterated, unbiased, non-confirmation biased truth is the hardest nugget, that gold nugget to get at. Mm-hmm. What is actually true about Trump?
Yeah.
I don't even know how you find that. I know I don't trust the mob.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all emoting. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I don't feel like having anything new to say on this topic.
Yeah. Would you publicly defend him though? If your criticism of him about his abnormal stuff that he does, and he does a ton of weird abnormal stuff, would you not criticize him if it weakened his chances? If the entire conservative public said, because this is what I suspect about the evangelicals supporting him, is we know we're going to get what we want out of him, and what we want is good and true. Mm-hmm. And he's our best shot at it, in a way that Jeb, whom we'd rather have at the Thanksgiving dinner table with his manners, would never pull off. Mm-hmm. So the good guy can't get you the big thing that you want, and the bad guy can. But now you have to vote for a guy who calls a woman a pig. One of his constituents, even one of his people who he leads, he calls them a pig.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I have a tough time seeing it that clear cut. I think that our politics is headed down towards a wall, and he's sort of this. There's two sides of it.
Mexico's going to build it.
Yeah, there's the side that Hillary Clinton represented, which I think was also headed off a cliff, and then the Trump side is kind of they're both like double down on everything and be super partisan and no compromise, kind of gung ho. The other side, half the country is evil and has to be destroyed way of thinking. Trump's some kind of crazy train wreck version of that.
I want him to win, but I'm not willing to say it's okay to call a woman a pig.
Yeah.
So number one, when someone criticizes him,
I just don't see. I don't see Trump's big wins as anything. I mean, they're very finite, I think.
Yeah.
I don't see him changing the culture, but I don't know.
The counter argument isn't what he didn't do; it's what would have been done if it wasn't him. So
I think that everything's was headed off of a cliff with or without Trump. In fact, to some extent, I think that Trump is speeding the process up in some ways to get it to. I don't know what it's either like a civil war or some reform of how we do things, or some weird awakening, or maybe even like a shoot, I was blanked on the word where everybody starts believing in Jesus. A revival.
A revival, yeah.
Who knows?
Well,
there's some big shift in the culture. I don't know what it's going to be, but feels like we're headed towards something.
I think Trump is not what's wrong. That's not America's biggest problem right now, is not Trump.
No. Trump's just a symptom.
He's one symptom. What's wrong with America is that our culture is inhuman, makes people stupid. Mm-hmm. Is the internet is connecting and empowering mobs to destroy each other.
Yeah.
The idea that your friend is someone that you clicked on and followed, and then you don't want to be their friend, so you unfriend them and you unfollow them, is just so. We're so far gone that. But I still don't see it as a toss-up of whether if Trump gets it or someone else gets it. I think if someone else gets it, it will be much worse.
No, I agree. I think we're headed in overall same direction either way, but
yeah,
I agree.
Yeah,
I'm still
because
for less
culture's
abortions.
doing something far worse than what any president could or couldn't do.
Yeah,
even a baby-killing Democrat. Mm-hmm. So even if we dodge that bullet at the presidential level, culture has in stage 4 cancer.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a bright day. What a great day. Oh, what about the happiness thing?
I want to do that with Mike on, though. because that was his topic.
We're using up all of his good ones.
Yeah, and it was his topic. So
okay, we'll save that. We'll save that one then.
Yeah, we're almost to an hour here. So.
In 4 months, we'll get to that one.
Yeah.
What about we stole our country from the Indians, then fought like terrorists against England? You want to hit
Where are we going
one?
with that? Is that how we're ending the show with that one?
Yeah. And on that note, how do you want to end the show?
I'm yawning. I got up early.
Wow, that's real good entertainment. We should tell people to give us 5 stars and leave reviews and email us questions at is it info at or
info at audiomullet.com. Please do email us questions, comments. We love getting your feedback. And we love topics, no matter how serious or serious or stupid your topic is. We like hearing from you. We love our audience. We're getting a good audience. Yeah, it's starting to grow, and they're really they're very loyal. Like they really like. Feels like I get these really great emails from people that are or tweets. Well, anyway, if you like this show, where else are you going to find this? It's rare. We're a unicorn octopus. We're the only one. Yeah, it's true. Well, you want to get into your Indians and terrorists later? Absolutely not. Yeah, I have no interest in that topic. I brought it up to be an idiot. Okay. All right. Well, this has been another episode of Audio Mullet. With Ethan Nicolle and Doug TenNapel and not Mike Nelson. Not Mike Nelson again. We recorded his the last hour. Yeah. Hopefully we'll get him again soon. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to do we're going to ask the creationist question, young Earth, old Earth. We have some origins questions. I'm going to try to get a guess. I'm going to try to get I'll call Fazil Rana from Origins, Answers in Genesis or Origins or whatever it is. They do a lot of creation research stuff, and he is a old Earth creationist who is a fascinating science guy. He's an actual scientist. So we'll get him. All right, little preview there. We're going to try to get that in one of the upcoming episodes. If you got topics, send them to us, info@audiomullet.com. And please do send a review and rate our show on iTunes. It helps. It really does help other people find our show. Yeah, we'll be watching Joker this week. Yeah. This is Audio Mullet.